So here we are, still doing my dreads, and I've changed hats yet again. Some people will ask me now, they're like, why do you keep changing hats? Is that something you always did? No, it's not. I change hats because a couple reasons. Number one, in things like this where my scalp is sunburned, I'm probably gonna get a lot of flaky hair and, not flaky hair, flaky skin all over the place. And so if I have more than one hat, it's not gonna build up in one hat. Number two, if your scalp can be really oily, it's also good to use more than one hat because same thing, you can build up a lot of oil on one hat while you're doing this process, and you don't want that. But also, mostly for me, is because I find that different hats have different textures. So this one, you can see, is kind of a loose knit. This one here, much more of a tight knit. Also a tight knit, but it's a newer hat, so it rubs a little bit better. And I have this one, which is you can clearly see, is a loose knit. So a lot more hairs are getting caught in there, and it's just making my dreads tighter and better along the way. There's no real rhyme or reason for why I do it. Besides that, it's just that I feel like it works better sometimes. You can see here, it's starting to knot up quite a bit. So as I mentioned in the last video, I've been traveling quite a bit, so I haven't really been keeping up on my maintenance. So you can see, like, look at that. Look at all that new growth. That's a bunch. It was like about an inch of new growth there. So what I'm going to do is I'll go through with these hats, and so I'm going to do this one here. I'm going to go back and forth. I'm going the other way now. See if I can get a good, nice knot in there. Sometimes I can just go one way with one hand, and it works out really well, and it will start to knot up. But sometimes it doesn't knot up at all. So then I take the hats and I go the opposite direction. As you can see, that worked better. So it's starting to knot up a lot more. It's a lot of work. Yes. It's a lot of time. Yes. Is it worth it? Absolutely. I'm one of those people that I like to have pretty tight dreads all the time. So when it's getting kind of loose like this, it starts to annoy me. Because I get a lot of flyaways. I don't like flyaways. Especially when you take pictures and you can see all the flyaways. Ugh. Then I have to go through and Photoshop them all out, make my hair look clean. Actually, I wouldn't do that because I'm a little lazy. So as you can see here, this one's starting to kind of knot up nice and neat. All I'm going to do, a rubber band like this, take it, give it a little twist, not too tight because you don't want to pull the scalp any more than you have to. A little twist where all the hairs are together, and just rubber band it like that. I'll do 3 on this one, so 1, 3, and ta-da! So as you can see, now it's clean on both sides like that. Clean back here on this side, all the hairs are together, and we don't have many flyaways sticking off the top because they're getting knotted in. If you watched the last video, I don't know if I mentioned this video yet or not. I got back from, just in Mexico this time. My wife and I have been traveling quite a bit. So I've been literally just soaking my hair in oceans around the United States, I guess you would say, and around the world. Mexico, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, Florida, I think were the places I've been recently, where I put my head in the ocean. So then basically what I do is I'll sit there and I'll soak my dreads in the salt water, and then, play around the ocean because I'm a little goober and I like to flop around the ocean. I'll do that. Get out, let the salt dry in the dreads, and you'll notice immediately like the salt will dry in the dreads, and you'll feel them get tighter and like kind of crunchier and a little harder. It's one of the reasons too, though. So when people say like, "Oh, I'm using salt spray," unless you're saturating your dreads, you're not really doing a whole lot with salt spray. That's the key about that. Because if you're just spraying salt spray on the outside, okay, great, you're getting some of the stuff on the outside, but what's the point really? It's not going to tighten the overall dread because you're not getting it inside the dread. That's why whenever I'm at the ocean, I won't wash. I usually go on vacation for a week at a time, so I won't wash my hair really for the entire week. I might rinse it a couple times with regular clean water, and the next day go back out, put it in salt water again, and let it tighten up. But yeah, I don't really mess with salt sprays or anything else. I'll just go ahead and I will let it soak in the ocean, and then let it dry, and repeat as necessary. And it seems working out pretty well for me. I mean, I've done it years and years and years and years in a row, and it's not been an issue yet. Here's one thing, though, I will talk about, though, on the ocean. Or should I start a new video and jump back into that? I think I'm going to start a new video and jump back into that. So that was basically a briefing on what I do with salt water and salt spray and why I use different hats. So let's start another video. We're going to talk about a different subject that I'm quite curious about, and I don't know, I have some questions about it, and I have some answers about it, I guess, too, maybe. So we're going to get back to that. I'm going to start a new video right now.